think we said this is the worst game we've seen. But the big story, what we got to start with is, of course, Big Ben saying Monday against Cleveland is most likely his last home game as a Steeler. And he's also said he won't play for anyone but the Steelers. So it's probably his last game. It sounds like he's going to retire. He has this thing where he refuses to speak in absolutes. But it seems like this is it, guys, which is kind of crazy to think about because, I've been seeing the tweets for a lot of you. Big Ben has been the only Steeler quarterback you've ever known. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I'm old enough to remember a time before Ben. Like I was in the, when I was a kid, Cordell Stewart era. So, and Cordell Stewart was good. That team, unfortunately, never got it done. I felt like we were close a few years. But other than Cordell Stewart, growing up, it was like a mix of, quarterbacks that never really panned out. We had Tommy Maddox for a couple years. So Ben came in and he was like the superhero for the Steelers when I was a kid. And a lot of you, he's the only quarterback you've ever known. So it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm not, I think it's time for him to retire. I think he should have retired last year, maybe with Pouncey at the end of the season. But it's still sad. It's still sad. And I'm not blaming him. Like, I think a lot of people have come around. A lot of people blamed him early for the Steelers' troubles, but it's not. He's been good. He's been solid. He's not what he used to be. He can't move like he used to. But there's so many problems with this team right now. And we've talked about it every week. The line looks worse every week somehow. The season started, they look bad. It looked like they were getting better. And then the last 5 weeks, they've hard tanked. They've been worse. So I don't know what happened there. It looked like they were improving. And then they just didn't. They stopped and they got way worse. They might be worse than when the season started now. And Ben's frustrated. You can see it every play. But it's still sad. So Monday night, Cleveland Browns might be Big Ben's last home game as a Steeler. The next week, the Ravens could be his last game. Now, I said before the season started that the Browns would not beat the Steelers this season. So far, we're 1-0. We play them Monday night. Now, seeing this Steelers team play over the past few weeks, my bet seems very foolish. But Big Ben on Monday night at home, and what he says is his last game at home as a Steeler, I wouldn't bet any money against that. Any money against that. I know this team is bad, but I got to believe deep inside they're going to pull it out for Ben. And I know Ben will play his butt off. So it'll be a tough one. It'll be close, but I think the Steelers pull it off Monday night for Ben. I just can't say. This man, he loves the spotlight. He loves Monday night. He loves Sunday night games. He especially loves Monday night. I'd be shocked if they lost this game in his last game in Heinz Field. So, Big Ben, good luck to you. Salute you. Thanks for all the memories. Thanks for the Super Bowls. It's time to move on, I think, but this is still really sad. It's the end of an era. And the scary part is we don't know what's next. Yeah, we could draft. We've had a video. A lot of you came from the video of us talking about who's the Steelers' next quarterback. We've had a lot of discussions. Is it, a veteran in the game now? Is it Aaron Rodgers is flirted with the Steelers? Russell Wilson's on the move. Deshaun Watson, Tua's might be on the move. Is it Rudolph? Is it Haskins? Is it Kenny Pickett? Is it another draft pick? We don't know. That's the problem. And, I just hope maybe not in a year, in 2 years, but certainly within 3 years, I hope we find our next franchise quarterback. I hope it's not like in the era a lot of us grew up in, where it's a new quarterback every few years and there's just no one that's good enough, right? So hopefully we get that figured out. That's the scariest part is the unknown. What's happening next? But I think the Steelers got the Browns Monday night. I will put my money on that game. It's happening. One thing we should briefly mention too, I think technically, don't quote me on this. Technically, I think the Steelers may still have some kind of path to the playoffs, but it's slim to none. So I don't think it's happening. And it might not even be possible at this point. I think with the Chargers, I'm still recording it. I'm recording this Sunday night. So the Chargers are still playing right now. And I think they're blowing out Denver. So it looks like they're going to win. And if they win, I think that might be it for the Steelers. So I'm not sure, but Even if not, the path is very slim and I don't see it happening, which sucks for Ben's last season. But this team's just been bad, and I hope it's fixed next year.